Welcome to the Camper Tramper Podcast.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 4.
On this episode, we're going to be talking about our first month on the road.
Boy, was it awesome. There are some trials and tribulations, I would say.
Yeah, I would say some ups and downs for sure.
Yeah, definitely. The downs weren't that deep, though. We got through them. We figured them out pretty quick, I feel. Like when I broke the jacks or the stabilizers on the camper.
Yeah, because you were using them as jacks.
Well, in my defense as well, the ground was really mushy because we came in when it was just been pouring rain there forever, and like it kept sinking into the ground and it just kept bending the wrong way and it just wasn't good. I actually got 2 of them straight again, and they're stabilizing our camper right now. We ended up just buying these aluminum jacks, stabilizers that actually they're working well. They're on the back of the camper right now and it's doing its job.
Yeah, I would say that was part of the down, but also an up is that we got a ton of rain. So the pro of that was everything was very green. It gave us a lot of time inside because of all the rain. So we were able to get some work done. And we were able to see a lot of the canyons come to life because of all of the rushing water. So that was pretty cool.
Yep. I've been going out to Starved Rock for a lot of years, and this is like, I've never seen it like gushing water this much. It was pretty incredible.
Yeah, there were actually a few of the parks that line the river underwater, which was crazy.
Yeah.
So part of the downside of all of the rain was some of the parks weren't accessible for a while. It's definitely harder to get the camper level because of the mud.
Yeah. Camper was doing a wheelie for the whole month, basically. Little back heavy, but it worked out. Another pro is, since I like to do wildlife photography, is we had literally like 3 families of owls living right in the trees in front of us. We kept hearing these little screeches. We're like, what the heck are these screeches? And then we like kind of later learned it's the baby owls like calling their parents for food, and we're just seeing these things flying around. No problem. Got a lot of photos.
Yeah, I think
Super
one of
awesome.
my favorite nights, one of the most memorable nights for me, was we were sitting around the campfire with our new friend Bill, and all of a sudden Brian points to the sky and there is this blue streak going across the sky. And it was a meteor, and it was on the news the next day, actually.
Yep.
And after that, there were like 3 owls that started talking to each other. Started hooting away.
They do this really weird hooting thing.
Having a hoot.
I'll insert it right into this podcast so you can actually hear it. I did it with my little handheld recorder. It's not the best, but it sounds nuts. And there was 3 of them talking to each other, which is pretty wild.
So that was a really cool night.
That campground just had wildlife everywhere. There's chipmunks, there's deer, squirrels, all sorts of birds.
Raccoons.
There's raccoons. I got a shot of one of them. It's just all sorts of cool things there. Fishing.
Redbird.
Oh yeah, I saw someone on Instagram with that bird. I think it's like a scarlet something or whatever. It's a cool bird. It's all red and black. Another con is the whole Wi-Fi situation. This campground, they had Wi-Fi, but only for their office, but not for the entire campground. We actually had a chance to talk with the owner, and it's ungodly expensive to run a Comcast cable to the campground.
Yeah. So for now, they didn't have internet, which meant a lot of coffee shop time, which pros and cons to that. Definitely spending more money than we wanted to this month on gas and coffee. But we also got to talk with some of the owners of the places that we were at and get to know the area a little better because of having to go to the coffee shops for internet. So always pros and cons to that.
It was a little stressful, but I feel like we got it figured out the last couple weeks. We're like,
had
sometimes
a little groove going.
Like sometimes we both really needed to go, or for my work I needed it a lot at nighttime, which kind of stunk, and like the cell signal in that area showed LTE, but it was like 3G speeds.
Yeah,
so I would have to like run out to the main road.
Nice part about the campground is that it was remote, very clean bathrooms. The downside is that there wasn't any internet, which can be a pro for people trying to get away from things. The cell signal wasn't very great in certain areas, and we didn't have full hookup, so we had to use the showers and the bathrooms at the campground, which...
It was down a 80-foot hill.
We kept calling it downstairs. Downstairs and upstairs.
Yeah, it just felt right because like the bathrooms and showers were down the hill, and then we're living up on top, and it was weird.
But that means we got a lot of walking in.
So much walking.
Lots of walking in.
We got to do some trail running. Yeah. That was kind of cool. A lot of bike riding over there. A lot of hills. I feel like we transitioned pretty well from my house in Aurora.
Oh, I didn't even think about the transition.
Yeah, I've heard some people say like it takes like 3-4 months to like get comfortable like this. I swear day number 1. This is my home. Totally good with this.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about the transition because I feel like a nomad for a long time now.
Been moving around like crazy.
Yeah, I've just been hopping around for the past couple of years. So just another transition, another part of life.
For me, I thought it was be more challenging for me considering like I just bought a house last year, and when I was purchasing the house, this wasn't an idea. It was only months after I did that we started to really like, all right, we're doing this. And it's like, oh crap, it's like I just bought the house, blah blah blah. But you know what, that seamless, like that house would have ended up holding me back for many years, and this is just gonna push me to the edge of my comfort zone, and I feel like I'm gonna learn so much more, and I already feel different. I feel like I can accomplish more now because just knowing that I can leave that house and just live like this, which I love this way better. Even though I've been like dreaming of just being like a road warrior since I was like 21. Here we are doing it. So the transition for me was easy. It's just, this is what I've always wanted.
The other nice part about our first month was that we picked somewhere nearby. One of Brian's best friends was getting married last month, and so we wanted to stick around and not take off too far.
Yeah.
But it made our transition a lot easier because we were in a familiar place because it was near where I lived last year. Not the same campground, but nearby the same area. So we knew the area really well.
I got to experience what she experienced last year, just hanging out in the country. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, just the sounds are so different than the city life.
The street that was off my little dead end street was like a really busy road for businesses, the train yard, and a junkyard. So all these giant trucks would come barreling down this road, and you can feel the house shake.
Mm-hmm.
and you can hear the trains late at night, and it was just like all this ruckus, and then that business in the back of my yard would leave their light on during the week, and
that was probably my least favorite part of that was
yeah,
the light shining in, because I love the nice thing about being in the outskirts, whether you're in a camper, in a tent, or you have a house that's more remote, is there's less light pollution in general. So you see the stars so much better, but also you don't have these bright lights beaming into your room.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually wake up to the natural light instead of having to put these dark curtains on or something to keep all of the street lights out.
So I woke up this morning. The dang sun just kept beaming in. I was like, fine, I'll wake up.
But I love being able to wake up to the sun so much more than waking up to all these.
That's what I love about tent camping.
Yeah.
Once like it hits a point when you're sitting in your tent and the sun's coming in, it gets hotter and hotter, and you're just like, ugh, fine, get out of here, and you're out. Then you're up and you're going. You don't even need coffee at that point, but you should drink it anyways because coffee is delicious.
Yeah, I am hoping that we'll have a few more nights outside this time.
Yeah. There's where we're at right now, which we'll talk about in a different episode. There's wilderness areas and public lands where you can just walk out into the woods and camp wherever you want. Technically, you're supposed to be 200 feet away from any pond, other campgrounds, a trail, anything that the public uses. You have to be 200 feet away from that. But I mean, come on, 200 feet.
Yeah. The other thing with last month was just a lot of running around. I feel like we had a lot of loose ends to close up or to tie up, and a lot of events and things to go to, things that just other obligations that we had that month. So a lot of driving around, not as many days to explore and kind of ease into this lifestyle. So it was definitely a transition month where we were kind of back and forth a lot.
Yeah, I kept telling her I didn't feel like we were doing it just yet because I was only an hour away from my house, and we had friends coming to visit, and we had weddings to go to, and we had to go back and forth to Aurora a couple times, close our bank account, blah blah blah. But now that we're where we're at now, it's like we're doing it. Like, here we are, like, far away and whole different new land that I don't know anything about, and I get to explore it. It's pretty.
We're both looking
good.
forward to this month to come. There's a lot more unfamiliarity, which it'll be fun to explore.
So yeah, I mean, overall, last month was pretty good. I mean, except for all the driving we had to do and all the gas we were not wanting to spend.
Yeah, the events and everything was fun. It was just all of the driving.
Yeah, driving is crazy.
I
used to drive for like a living, and now I'm just. Now it wasn't as much driving as I was used to. I used to drive like 6-7 hours a day. And now that got dwindled down to maybe an hour a day, driving to coffee shops and to get gas here and there. But now, like, so far since we're in this new spot, we only drove once, and I rode my bike a bunch.
Just to stock up on food.
Yeah, I'm trying to ride my bike to these little parks that are around here, and there's trails, and the road has a huge shoulder too, so I feel comfortable on the shoulder.
Yeah, we're a lot closer to different hiking spots and just wildlife than we were last time.
Even if we had to drive somewhere around here, it's 15-20 minutes away, so it's really not too horrible to do it once or twice a week.
Yeah, we're right across. Well, we can talk about this stuff.
We'll talk about this at the end of the month.
Yeah.
We'll have more stories. Yeah, last month.
Halfway through the month.
Last month was good. We learned stuff. We got dialed in. Backed this camper up. got it level right away. Bing, bang, bong, done. We got sewer here. We can take showers now. We can go potty in here. It's great. So if you were to rate last month on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it?
Ooh.
That's a good one.
I'm going to say a 5, honestly.
Wow. 5.
Because for me, it was kind of stressful, all of the driving, not having internet access hindered a lot of my workflow.
Mm-hmm. I'd give it a 6.
It's really just a drive.
She hates driving.
I mean, that's one thing that I just really want to get away from. I want to be able to wake up, go for a run.
Wake up, not drive
not
anywhere.
Wake up, run around the area, shower, get my day started, be able to sit outside, get some work done, and just have more time to enjoy.
Yeah. I'm hoping to do that. I have a problem with finding fun places on maps and wanting to go to them, and they end up being kind of far to like walk or bike. But I can usually talk her into it.
See, I don't mind trips. I don't mind trips, but if it's like a 20, 30-minute drive to go to
Walmart,
the same place every time.
that does get really boring and annoying. I don't like it either.
Or 20 minutes just to get internet.
Well, I guess we'll see what we rate the month of June. And
But the campground,
we'll see.
I would give a 9 out of 10.
Really, a 9?
I really liked that campground. It had a lot of wildlife.
Yeah. A lot of wildlife.
The people were really nice. The bathrooms were really clean. There was walking paths, which most campgrounds don't have.
I would give it an 8 only because of the water. The drinking water.
I forgot about that.
How could you even forget about that?
We didn't talk about it at all yet.
No, not at all. My water bottle that I filled up today had that old water in it. I almost died.
I'm actually a little like I almost had PTSD from that because like I'm still so dehydrated because I keep forgetting that I can actually drink the water here now.
All right, now listen. If you live in a house that has well water, now just imagine dumping all the freaking softener you can possibly get your hands on into your softener tank, pumping that thing to 100, and then drink the water. Times that by 10.
But that's okay. The problem, that's not the campground's fault. That's just the water in the area we learned.
Yeah, I was told that whole area has really sulfury water to the point where people who live there for a long time, their fingernails turn yellow.
We actually, I remember we were walking by when one of the campground managers opened up, they opened up the lid to one of the wells or whatever, and I got a whiff of it, and I then understood why they put so much softener in it, because you can't smell. Most of the time, well water does have the sulfur smell to it, but this water did not stink at all.
No,
it just tasted like salt. You're drinking salt water. Even with two filters. I have my Berkey filter, and we have the regular filter you hook up to the full water system. Still tasted like salt no matter what we did.
The only bright side to it is made ramen taste better. When we made coffee with it, it was miserable.
Was so bad. That was another reason why we had to go get coffee way more.
Yeah, that was a big reason why we
were trying
really
to avoid plastic water bottles, but you can't. It's really hard to do that.
You guys don't understand how precious water really is until you have crappy tasting water.
You really start to appreciate.
You're just like,
these things.
What the heck? Yeah,
gosh.
we went against our own policies of buying big plastic jugs, and we're just like, we need normal water.
Yeah, we were so dehydrated.
I hate being
I'm still
like that.
dehydrated from last month.
That's why I give it an 8.
Yeah, I guess that would make more sense.
Everything else was perfect there. If they had good water, if they had normal water, I'd give that place a 10. That's it. Easy. They had good hot water too in the showers.
Yeah.
I like their water there with the shower situation.
As far as the living space goes, the only time I really notice the smallness of our space is with the kitchen. That's really the only time.
Yeah. Kitchen is rough when we're both in there trying to do something.
Yeah. When it's nice out, we can extend it outside, do some of the prep out there.
Yeah.
But in the mornings,
We have our own little spots. Like, she's got the front of the camper, the little lounge area, and the cats. And I got like a little desk and a little.
you have a huge desk.
I have a huge desk.
And a huge couch.
And a giant comfy couch that I'll lay on. But, you know.
And then we also have the
sure, right?
outside area.
You've been using the little nap nook a little bit more.
Only like a couple times.
Yeah.
Only because you were using over here. So then I had to use over there.
Well, we've figured out where we've
been swapping here
meld.
and
Yeah.
there.
We're getting it dialed in. Alrighty, folks, it's dinner time. We got some steaks to cook. We got some salad to eat.
Some broccoli.
Broccoli.
Yeah, my plants are actually growing.
Yeah, she's growing lettuce and romaine, and we're eating that
it's
tonight.
musculum
Are we eating?
plants.
We're eating that tonight or tomorrow?
Tonight. Well, some of it tonight. I have some of it pulled.
Cool. So yeah, we're gonna make some steaks. She's gonna whip up a little salad with some homegrown green leaves. It's gonna be pretty cool. The cats are sleeping. It's actually started to rain a little bit over here. It's cold. Oh, it's a great night. Had some coffee. It's kicking in. Woo!
Oh boy.
Gonna have to edit these podcasts.
Oh boy.
All right, everybody.
Do good. Be kind. Go wild.
Toodaloo.
Thanks for listening to Camper Trampers.
The campers.
We're campers. We're campers and we're
fudged it up. I fudged it up.
We're campers. We're camping and we're tramping and we're campers. Give me a high five. Hey, you actually listened to that guy the other night who was part of that show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Wayne Bros.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Mm-hmm. Brian didn't know what that show was. Can't believe it.
Sorry, guys. All right, we gotta go. Bye.
Bye.